RPL equal. This is the season finale here in Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina circuit. We had F2 yesterday, of course, at the same circuit, and Formula 1 yesterday as well at Mexico. But today is the last race of the equal tier, and the championship is going down to the wire. We've got Matthew Conibeer versus JRT Nova for the final race of the season, and we've got some nice statistics for you. So, Nova wants to win the title, of course, and to do this, he will need to finish at least P4. So, if he finishes lower than 4th, Matthew Conibeer clinches the title and becomes RPL's first equal champion. Now, if Nova wins the race and Matthew Conibeer finishes 4th or lower, then Nova's champion. So basically, Nova's got a bit of a difficulty on his hands. We've got a lot of quick boys here today. We've got FRA Square, who's disqualified himself. You know, a lot of quick boys are starting at the back of the grid. You know, you got Jakey B, pretty quick driver with the number 69, cheeky. We got L74G, pretty quick driver as well. We got ERL Viper. He's also a very quick driver as well. Quite a lot of first-time drivers. Got Callum G. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of quick boys. Here is Viper coming through the final few corners. He's a very rapid boy, probably the quickest on out-and-out pace here. Let's see what he can do for his bank lap. He goes provisional pole position for the 1:33.7, so decent on that from him. And we've got a couple other drivers. There's Nova, the current title contender. He goes a consolidating P5. And here comes, this is Mando. No, it's going to be Jaden coming into the pits. So he's boxing. Box. Here is Z-Tex. Very quick boy as well. He's on a lap time at the moment. Of course, L74G and him had a brilliant kerfuffle last week for the equal race win. And Z-Tex is going to abort his lap. He's going to come into the pits. Mando into the pits as well. And KMK Smith just did a lap. So that puts him P5 with a 1:35.1. No one anywhere near Viper's lap of a 33.7 just yet. So Viper's doing a good job at the moment. A very good job. He's his teammate, Polish. Into the last sector, here's the Schiller. The Schiller's joined. What? Polish comes across the final corner. He goes P3 with a 1:34.9. Very long way off his teammate. 1.1 seconds to be exact. But across the final corner, here comes Callum G to start a lap, I believe. Whoa, is that a Renault backwards? Is that not y'all? It's not y'all. He's absolutely shafted himself. I don't know what he's doing that way on the road. But he is anyway. He's VRT L74G. Rolls off the tongue. And here he comes to start a lap time. This is Jakey B coming for the last sector. He, whatever the fuck, is about to start a lap as well. Laser Boost just started a lap as well, I believe. Or did he do a lap? I don't know. We've got some interesting... we've got a racing point of Callum G getting a massive tow from JRT Nova. Or is it vice versa? I'm not sure. But one of them's getting a big tow. And it looks like we have a Ferrari of Matthew MJC. He'll be the next gentleman to finish his lap. Into the last section we go. Yeah, he's not going to be a proper lap, is it? Yeah, look, he's backed off. He's realised he must have made a mistake in that lap. And we go on board. Here's Nova going through the last sector as well. He's got the racing point of Callum G right behind him. I think both of them are on a lap at the current moment in time. Into the final corner he goes. Into the pit he goes as well.
He's given up.
And Callum G will finish his lap, but it's going to be awful because he's on hards. And it's in the almost 1 minute 40. So what is he doing? Either a Red Bull or Amir. Amir is P4. Good job for Amir. We've got the Mercedes of L74G goes P2, 4/10 off pole. And Laser Bow into the pits. His teammate JTB.
Matthew Conibeer. He's on a lap and he seems to be going quicker by 2/10.
Oh, look at that gap from JKB to Viper. Not 8 seconds. Very close. So these two are going to show that they are the class of the field in their debut in RPL equal. Very quick indeed. And here's Conibeer, championship leader, of course. But with this competition, I don't think he will, have much of a chance to try and consolidate this championship next season. But he comes across the line, he improves by 1/10. Not a bad lap at all. But obviously not as quick as the Rapid Goats. They're currently in the top 3 positions. Speaking of Rapid Goats, Z-Tex is on lap. Into the last 2 corners he goes. You have to just chuck the car into these corners, and into the pits he goes.
Yeah, well, this lap.
Here comes Jaden F1R around the final corner. He goes to P4. Ahead of championship leader, Matthew Conibeer. And that's a good little start for him. Not your about to start a lap as well. I believe we've got Viper on a lap. He's 10th up. Let's go on board with him. Using the track limits to their limit. Into the last section he goes into the left, right, left chicane.
Limits, oh my god.
He's cutting the track, but that's what you got to. You have to exploit the game, and I think this geezer knows the exploits of the game. Into their hotel area. It's going to be an improvement on his lap, but how much will it be? Under the Fanatec side, into the last corner. And he does a 3/10 quicker. Very good. Very quick lap from the provisional poleman.
Jaden. Oh no, he's
boxing.
What is he gonna do?
Box.
Oh, his fuel is out.
KMK Smith is getting into the pit. So Not You will be the next person to do a lap. If he doesn't pit, he doesn't pit. Here he comes. Let's see what he does. And he goes P4, almost a full second off the pole time. And he's not going to be too happy about that one, is he? To be that far off the pace. But as expected, this is ERL Viper we're talking about here. Who gets out of his way for Nova. Championship contender, of course, all the way down to P11. And he's on a lap at the moment. Like I said, he needs to finish in the top 4 to actually win the title. Or have any chance of winning the title. And at the moment, on the raw pace, it's not looking very good. Here he comes into the most technical section of this circuit. Pretty much just 90-degree corners, but still technical, which requires a lot of big brain power, as Not Your retires on track. I think that's against the rules of the league, so we might get a penalty. Oh, Jesus Christ, on a motorbike. Nova almost crashes his car. Through the final corner he goes P10. He goes quicker, but it's safe to say it's a pretty shocking lap. Here comes Callum G. What can he do? He goes to P12 on a set of hards. I don't know why he's doing that, but he has. Into the pits goes a Williams. And we've got a...
Somehow the
drivers on
gap
out
to the
laps.
slowest car is fucking 5.2 seconds, which is ridiculous, to be fair.
Yeah, Mando, I don't think he's got a proper lap in yet. Or if he has, he's shit, fortunately.
This is larger than the fucking...
It's on
realistic
hards.
car.
He was on hards.
Good shit.
Don't bully him, he was on hards.
I'ma be a bully.
Who's on a lap now then? We've got... Oh,
JRT
look at the pitch.
still not set a lap.
He does leave it to the end, usually.
And then get
Which is why
invalidated.
no one likes him. That'd be pretty funny if he did, to be fair. That'd be quite funny. I'd enjoy that. We got JKB on a lap. What can JKB do?
What?
Oh, what's that? What happened? Who's that? What's that? That's
Because
Callum
he
G.
retired.
Ah,
He
he
put a
just
wall.
binned into a wall, didn't he? Just bowled into a wall for the fun. It's alright, it's expected. Can JKB improve? Can he go to the pole position time? That Viper set. He's at a 10th up at the moment. Nova's out. He's done his best. Bless him. It's not enough.
Track limits are being ignored.
As expected.
Jesus, how much can they cut?
Here comes the number 69 Haskar into the final few corners we go with JKB. Across the final corner, JKB goes. Oh, Jesus.
So close.
Very, very close to the pole position lap time, but just not enough. Who's going to be the next person to finish a lap? I believe it will be Matthew MJC, who's currently got a Williams for company behind him. He's backed out of his lap. So the next man to cross the line will be Jaden F1 Racers. No, it won't, sorry. It's the other Toro Rosso of of Mando, sorry. And then it'll be Matthew Conibeer, who's actually down on his time at the moment. Here he comes through the final few corners. Swooping corner into the harder braking corner. Through the final corner. Early on the throttle. Where can the championship leader go? P5 he can only go. And this will surely help him in his championship fight, being 5 positions above his rival. But here comes Laserboo. He's 3 temps up through the first and second sectors. What will he do in the last sector? Here he goes through the final corner. And Laserboo will put his hash into the same position. I think he invalidated his lap. And here comes Jaden. Jaden will not improve. So Jaden will finish a best position of P6. And here comes KMK Smith through the final section of corners. Well known in the Mexico race for cutting a lot of corners. Well, let's hope he hasn't invalidated his lap from cutting corners now. Through the final corner, KMK Smith goes. He improves with 7 temps, but I think he caught the corners. Z-Tex will be the next guy to cross the line. Where will he go? P3. Big lap from Z-Tex.
In the last corner, he drifted.
Big laps for Z-Tex. And his teammate Amir can't do much better. Viper, the current pole sitter. What can he do? Here comes Pulish. Viper's teammate Pulish improves to P. He stays P8, but he improves by 2 temps. Viper, what will he do? It goes even quicker, but I think he invalidated it. And here comes Matthew MJC. And that's your qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen. ARL Viper with the pole position by a fractional margin to JKB. He'll be very distraught about that small gap. Just a little more track extending possibly would have got that gap down to actually been overtaken and taken pole position, but there are your qualifying results. We've got Viper in pole position with a phenomenal lap compared to the rest of the field. JKB just 0.017 seconds off the pace, and then we got ZTEX and L74G, who are both 2/10 off the pace. These two were obviously the fighters for the lead last week in Brazil. You've got Not Y'all, who's almost a second. Matthew Conibeer, championship leader, is almost a second off. Jaden, who is a second off. And then you've got another 2/10 gap down to Pulis, a 3/10 gap then down to Amir. And then you've got the 1.6 to 1.7 gaps with Laserbreed, Nova, and Smith. And then you've got the boys that didn't do times and the boys that did shocking lap times. There on your screen. Square will be starting at the back as he disqualified himself. So some interesting things to conclude there and from qualifying to Schiller.
Indeed. Square disqualification. Why did you get disqualified? I wasn't here yet.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Oh. Ooh.
But do you think Mr. Nova can pull through and actually come back from P10 on the grid and try and fight for the championship, or do you reckon it's game over now?
Probably not game over because it's still like a long way to go. But the thing is, it's Abu Dhabi, so probably not the best track to overtake people.
He'll probably get involved in an Alonso Petrov situation.
Probably.
And there are quite a lot of quick drivers who are still starting from the back of the grid. We got Square, who's pretty decent. Matt, pretty decent. Portley is also pretty quick. So Nova, Nova's P11, not P10. Sorry. So Nova will be swallowed whole by all these people, and of course the top four will probably remain the same as they did in qualifying. As the top four were all, to be honest, just class of the field in qualifying. What are you clapping for, bro? What the fuck? Here we go for the formation lap. Do we actually remember the formation lap this time? I think we did. We did. So Viper leads off the formation lap. JKB just immediately over there. I don't think he gives a shit. Wants to heat up those tires as quick as possible.
I think he forgot. Then there's Z-Tech.
So let's have a look at the strategies from everyone. So obviously the top 10 all on the soft tire. Nova, who had a free choice of tyre starting P11, has also opted for the soft tyre, so that's interesting. But obviously he'll be on fresh soft, so everyone else will be on their qualifying tyres. P12 all the way down to P16 have all opted for mediums, so going for a longer first stint. This will probably help Portley especially if he can just keep out of trouble, don't get damage, and you could probably, because obviously Viper's going to be pitting early, JKB, ZTEX and L74G are going to be pitting early. They're all probably going to get stuck behind traffic at the start of the race once they pit. So this could be an ingenious strategy for the boys at the back. Matt and Hunted starting pretty much last. They're on the grid as well, so they've crashed into each other. Not surprised. Or also have opted for the softs, and Square, from the very back of the grid, has gone for the mediums. So no one on the hards, obviously, as they're just the most useless tyre you could probably be on. But a lot of drivers opting for the softs. Schiller, if you were in this situation, what type of strategy would you go for?
If I would be starting in the top 10, I would go for the softs, but looking for the back, because people in the front would probably be wasting the tires, I would go for mediums. To go for a longer stint and also prolong my chances on, if a safety car comes out, most of the people would pit, so it would help also with that.
Indeed. Safety cars are very common. Have we actually got safety car turned on here? Let me check. Of course we do. Safety car will shake up a race, so we could get a cheeky little safety car. That could completely throw this race on its head.
I don't know, we don't see very often.
There's
a Williams in P1.
We had a Williams 1-2 in qualifying in USA the other week, which is very intriguing.
Oh, shit.
We had ZTEX and Poulos in the front row in the Williams. That was the first front row for Williams, excluding obviously other leagues, since Austria 2014, I believe. It's quite an interesting stat. It's a bit sad. It shows how quickly Williams has fallen from a front runner to a back marker, but performance is irrelevant. Everyone's in the same car. Viper has proven that he is the quickest out of this field. But who's got the race pace today at Abu Dhabi? The season finale of RPL Equal. Matthew Conibeer and Nova fighting for the title. And it's go here, boys. We've got racing and JKB and Viper with the best start of the field. We got Notyol, who's just not here. I'm not sure if is he left or I don't know. But no one's had any incidents. Oh Jesus! Matthew Conibeer's got off the road. He's going to lose a lot of positions. And Nova is at the back, championship contender. He's at the back. We got yellow flags. It is Nova. Nova's pretty much him and Matthew MJC seem to have come to a collision, and there's a big issue there for him. And he's pretty much out of the championship now. He's got a long way to go. And we got Leisure Boo now right at the back of Jaden. I believe it was these two, or was it the other Haas driver? I can't remember. I can't quite recall, to be honest. But Jaden and the Haas had a brilliant scrap last week in Brazil, and Lisbon's going to try and go around the shot of Jaden here at the first chicane. Is he going to make it stick? No, he's not. He's going to have to back out of that one. And Jaden, luckily, peels away. Callum G has got a brilliant start up to P10. And for his Square, another brilliant start. Up all the way to P11, but he's going to get attacked here by Matt GW. Down the inside into the chicane. And Square's going to try it around the outside, actually. He's going to keep it in. And Square's defended off there. Very well done from Square. Brilliant defensive driving from the Alfa Romeo driver. Now KMK Smith's going to get involved. Portly Boots also here. So not a good start from the championship contender Nova, is it? Was it Ashila?
Hold up. It's not Yolo is not even in the race. I'm gonna fucking message him.
Alright, not Yolo's not in the race now. Oh, we got Laser Boost out of the session. We've got a DNF. I don't know what's happened. Where has he gone? Oh, he's in the middle of the road. He's crashed. And Hunted's had to try and avoid him. Hunter's going to pin, actually. He's got literally no front right wing. Viper still leads away. JKB chasing him down for the lead of the race here at the moment. Matthew Conibeer in the P8 position. That's what he needs to clinch the title today. He just needs to score points. As long as he's in the points, and Nova isn't, or Nova's behind him, championship goes to Matthew Conibeer. But L740, he's right on the back of JKB. Here he comes. No DRS. It's only lap 2. But he's got the slipstream. Has he got the better straight line speed, though?
He hasn't. He won't be going for it.
He's not gaining on him. He's going to go for a dive bomb. I don't think he will. He's not that idiotic. But in the back here, we've got a Red Bull.
Going now.
And Conibeer down the inside of Amir, the championship leader, trying to make a move to solidify his current position in the standings. And looks like Callum G is going to get involved as well in the mediums. So he'll have last grip, but they're going to go 3 wide on the straight.
3 wide.
Amir's got the better straight line speed.
Maybe 4 wide.
From Square's point of view, we see Amir's gone well off the road, so is Callum G. And Amir's defended well from Matthew and Callum G and Square as well. He's going to try and get involved, but he's defended.
P7. Yeah, battle for P7 should be. Magic W also gets involved. It's a 5-player group, and KMK Smith might get involved as well.
This is becoming very interesting here at the moment. We've got 2 packs forming. We've got the top 6. Yeah, we're getting a lot of drivers involved in this massive train of cars. But Amir is holding them all up, and Matthew Conibeer, championship leader, is not having any of it. He's fuming, and DRS is enabled now. So now we will see the big moves for the top positions. They're very, very close together, and Matthew Conibeer doing a good job to try and not lose position to Callum G there. Callum G out of nowhere. Oh, and Amir's got off the road. Amir's off. He's going to go hit the wall, is he? No, he's avoided it. He's reset the track. That's illegal. But he's not binned it, which is good for him. And now Matthew Conibeer leads this pack. And with DRS assistance, can JKB catch up to ERL Viper and maybe go for a move into the first chicane? I don't think the first chicane will be a possibility.
Square
potentially the second.
Magic W going maybe for a move on Square. Around
Square's
the outside.
an AI move, don't know why. Oh, Square's going to go down the inside of Callum G. What's going on here? And he's just hit him off the road. Despicable driving from Square, and now Matt is going to get involved.
Square's
Matt's going to try and get the... Oh, he's hit him! Square's hits Callum G into the wall. I'm in the BSC. And Callum G has no damage. Square has a lot of damage. And I don't think Square is going to be very happy. And Callum G I don't think is very happy either. Square's got no way, he's going to have to pit. And he's going to be furious. He's going to be absolutely furious. the top 6 are all literally right behind each other. This is intriguing.
Indeed.
This is very intriguing stuff. As the VSC is about to get underway, I believe. About to get back under racing. Aero Viper is holding them all up. And away we go. Away they all go. We got a couple of drivers in the pits. Callum G and FRA Square all into the pits. Viper gets a brilliant getaway from
Luke.
the VSC. L74G's got off the road. He's got Jaden's going to get him as well. He's lost 2 positions from Zetex and Poulos.
Jane is doing massive bits right now. Holy.
Good job from Jaden at the moment, keeping up with the top guys. And the top 8 all on the soft, so KMK Smith and Portley on the mediums already doing a good job to get up there. And Square's strategy of starting on the mediums and trying to avoid all the chaos from the back did not pay off very well. Here comes Matt on the championship leader, Matthew Conibeer. Matt v Matt. And it's Matt in the orange papaya McLaren getting ahead of the Matt in the beautiful Alfa Romeo as Callum G is retired. And there's Zetex! He's spotted on the exit of the chicane. And his teammate Amir's not going to come and overtake him. What is Zetex doing? He's back and he's going to retire. What's he playing at? Well, he's binned it. And we got Portley Boot on KMK Smith. He's got past him. So Portley Boot, obviously the quicker driver at this stage of the race. Has got through. And oh no, it looks like KMK Smith's got front left wing damage, unfortunately. So that's what's slowing the Ferrari driver down as the top 2, JKB and Viper.
I have respect for JKB, even though
though
with dirty air, he's holding on to Viper.
Indeed, we got interesting. Squared Callum G meeting again on track. That could have ended in fireworks, but thankfully on the map. Oh, and Jaden's gone off. Jaden's lost it on the exit, and he's shafted himself there. He was right behind L74G. Not anymore. And we got JKB right in the back of Viper. Will Viper have the pace on the straight to pull away? JKB opens that rear wing. The DRS activated. The better straight line speed. Less drag. Here he comes now. Down the inside, JKB goes. Will Viper be able to defend? JKB goes a bit too deep. Viper's going to get the better line, but no. JKB holding on to the inside. And behind us, L74G passed the other Williams, so 2 Williams losing positions in that chicane. And both Williams going to come back at their respective rivals. Here comes Viper down the inside of JKB. JKB could do nothing but watch that Williams. And we got L74G and Poulos side by side, wheel to wheel. And Poulos has been given a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Extending there, it looks like. And VRT L74G is through. So good racing from both Williams drivers. One Williams defending his position and the other losing. As we see a championship contender, Nova. Oh, Viper's pitting. So going for an early lap 5 pit. So is Jaden. Jaden coming into the pit as well. So these guys are going for the undercut. And yeah, as I was saying, Amir also pits. Nova was right behind him. So trying to make sure he doesn't lose too much time battling. Will we see... where will Viper come out? Will he come out in traffic? He's got the last pit stall, so he's not going to get held up by anyone in the pits. Looks like he's going to come out behind the Toro Rosso of Mando. And we got his teammate, Poulos, currently sitting in a P3 position, of course, which is not an actual net P3, but I don't think he'll be too bothered about that. He's going to try and push L74G to his limits. And at the moment, he's doing a pretty good job of it, actually, keeping up with the Mercedes driver, the winner last week in Brazil. And he's going to get the DRS on him again on this back straight, the second straight. But he's just not got enough straight line speed to keep up with the Mercedes driver. As L74G is going to try and catch up to JKB, who's currently leading the race, but is going to be suffering an undercut attempt by the man of the hour, ARL Viper, who's currently catching up to the back of Mando.
JKB is also having an excess amount of ERS compared to Viper. Not the Viper, Luke. L74G.
So looks like JKB is conserving the DRS. As Unfortunately's got per exit, and Pulis is right on the back.
Z-Tech's retired.
And into the pit he goes. Also unfortunately into the pits. Viper's still stuck behind Mando for this whole section. So Mando's doing league owner S740 a massive favour right now of holding up the net race leader. There's nothing Viper can do. There's no really overtaking opportunities through this section, and he's still going to be stuck behind him unless he can go for a diver into turn 1. Will he be able to go down the inside of Mando? He does. Better braking, better aero as well, just better driver all around. And into P7 goes Mando spun! Mando's lost control of the guys. He's got to go around. He's going back on the track, but he's okay. And Jin's actually got past R740. He's undercut him. So the undercut seems to have paid dividends for the Toro Rosso driver. And there's Viper, who's pulled a 2-second gap on both these drivers. But it looks like L740 is just easily going to pass Jaden here on the straight. Jaden, no reply. If we look to the gap to the leader, the gap to JKB from Viper is 18 seconds. So, intriguing. Viper seems to actually be gaining and he's gaining even more.
Interval.
And Jaden, of course, not able to fight back there at all. Amir is on the back of Square. Will Amir be able to pull anything off here? Square seems to be a bit slow. He's on hards. And Amir's on the mediums.
Losing. How long will it take the super softs for?
He's pitting.
Oh.
So 2 laps longer than championship rival, and we got a fight for the leader. Matt and Pulis wheel to wheel into turn 1. There we go. Matt down the inside. Pulis going to hold it around the outside, but he's not got enough traction. And he just has to.
The gap between Jakey and Viper. The gap between Jakey and Viper when the Viper came in was less than a second, so now it's a lot more.
It's massive now, isn't it? And Jaden's even going to overtake JKB, maybe.
He has. Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
JKB's lost out massively. Wheel to wheel on the pit exit, JKB and Jaden. And Jaden's wheel to wheel with JKB, and JKB obviously the quicker driver on the fresher tyres. Squire's out. He's crashed turn 1. Not sure what happened there. His championship leader or championship competitor Nova comes out of the pits just ahead of KMK Smith. And at the moment, Viper's just having a nice Sunday stroll out there, isn't he? Just having a nice day. Making sure he doesn't lose too much time. Matthew Conibeer is in a P3 position, of course. Not an actual P3 position, as the leaders have all pitted. And he hasn't. But he is catching up to Pulis. So Pulis is losing a lot of time. So maybe it's time to pit Pulis. You know, you ever think about pitting? You know, it's probably the best time to do that right now. Jaden's actually sticking with JKB. No, he's not. He's only sticking with him due to the power of Slipstream and DRS. And here's Conibeer, the championship leader, gaining on Pulis. As Pulis, as I said, dives into the pits. He needs to get off these soft tyres. You're going to be absolutely worn. Portly Boot is doing a stellar job at the moment, just trying to. He's always going to be slower than Viper, starting from pretty much last in the grid. You're going to get held up in traffic as Viper sets a new fast lap of the race. So Viper's pushing it, and it definitely shows. He's pulled out a. Well, actually, that's unfortunately he's kind of reeling them in here a little bit. Actually, not really pulling away too much. Viper. We got blue flags. Who's this for? I don't know who this is for. I'm not sure who this is for. Oh, we got Mando. Mando's DNF'd. He's crashed. I'm with a VESC. He's crashed in turn 3, I think it is. Yes. So he did this the few laps ago. You know, he got a bit wobbly, and he's done it again. And that's unfortunately he's right up the back of Viper now. So he got right up to the back of him. Or not right up the back, sorry. We saw Mando struggling with that corner previously. And it seems that it's just too much for him now, and he's lost the position again. And the VSC ends. L74G is within DRS range. JKB is within DRS range of L74G as well. So we're going to get a freeway fight for the net race lead, it seems. L74G getting the undercut on JKB, and
This
Viper
was a
getting the undercut on
warning.
both of them. So it looks like Viper, with the strategy of pitting early, is going to actually take the L on this one, as he'll have more worn tyres by the end of the race, as I believe they're probably going to go to the end of the race in these medium tyres.
Most likely.
And if they don't, then I mean they could probably pull off a 2-stop as Matchy W comes into the pits. He's going to come out a long way behind these guys fighting for the lead. So Matt Conibeer, championship leader, takes the lead of the race. Of course, not net race lead, but I don't think he'll be too bothered by that. He'll just be happy to lead the race at one point. Obviously, a lot of new drivers coming in recently with the merge with RPL, and you know, he's done his best to hold on to his championship fighting position. But I believe these three and ZTEX, but he's all unfortunately retired, are going to be the 3 top guys. If Viper and JKB do remain in the league. But it looks like they're not getting it too easy. As owner of the league, here comes L74G onto the inside of Viper. Viper's got no DRS, of course. JKB's getting double slipstream. And down the inside goes L74G. He's going to take the lead, pretty much, of the race. And JKB, he's going to have any reply. Viper will get the DRS back on him, though. And we've seen Viper do this before on JKB.
He'll most likely go around the
L74G
outside.
defending the inside. No, he's not.
Oh.
Up the inside he goes. Are they just using slipstream and try and pull away? I don't know. That's what they're trying to do. And L74G not doing what Square did previously and just sent it. So I came for that. And they remain the same way. L74G going to try and go down the inside. I don't think he meant to do that, but he did it anyway. And he locked up, showing that he definitely didn't mean that. This is allowing Jaden to get into the mix here. He's catching up to these guys. And just to re-clarify again, for anyone who's just tuned in recently, this is the net fight for the lead. As championship leader, Matthew Conibeer finally peels into the pits, getting on a fresh set of medium tyres. L74G's made a mistake, and he's allowed JKB through, so the big oofs all around there for L74G as he makes quite an idiotic mistake, to be honest. You shouldn't really be doing that at this calibre. And his mistake has allowed Jaden to get involved in this little DRS train forming. But will we see L74G's teammate Portly Boat potentially help out a little bit? Here we go. JKB, run on board with JKB. Doesn't seem to have enough straight line speed to try and go for a move on Viper. Going to wait for the second straight. If you want to take the lead, that's probably the best strategy, because Viper's just going to come back at you on the second straight if you get him on the first one. It looks like that's what JKB's plan is, but I don't think he's close enough to the back of Viper. But he is going to gain. He's going to gain on him, but it's not going to be enough. Viper holds on to that position.
Hunted
Hunter's retired from the session. And we've got a full course safety car.
This will help out.
Like we said earlier.
And also Matthew.
Like we said earlier to Schiller, a full course safety car would turn this race on its head. And I think it might. The only person yet to stop is Portly of all boots.
And he'll have he'll take that safety car gladly.
Everyone's tyres, pretty much everyone's on new tyres apart from Portly Boot as well, and Callum G, so some people will probably peel into the pits. Yep, everyone's peeling into the pits. Is L74G going to come into the pits?
No,
literally everyone coming in for a new set of mediums, I think. Matt's on hard, so he's going to come in for new mediums. Matthew Conibeer is going to take lead. Oh, yes, this is brilliant for Matthew Conibeer.
Oh,
he just pitted.
Perfect double stack from the Mercedes.
Are you sure?
It was like literally the.
Oh, Jaden's been shafted. Jaden's been shafted because of a Williams double stack. Oh dear, he's lost number positions to Matt, but Matthew Conibeer has played this phenomenally. Pitted, stayed out very, very long. Pitted just a lap before the safety car. Safety car comes in. Everyone comes in for new fresh tyres, and here he is, just leading the way, just casually.
For some reason, Ryan is
also
swallowed. Hards.
It's on hards. I don't know what that's about.
And so is JKB.
Yeah, and Amir as well. Put it for hard, so I don't know what these guys are playing at.
Could have
This is
been
intriguing.
that they don't
Safety
have any
car.
mediums.
Any fresh mediums left? Yeah, that's a good point. And Poulos has expressed his joy of a safety car in the equal chat, so he's happy about this. I don't think Viper, L74G, and JKB would be very happy with that, considering they had a massive gap out in the leads of the race. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they how they feel. You know, there was an incident on the track, car on the side of the road. You know, FAI felt it was needed for a safety car, and there's been a safety car. And this is good for us as spectators, as it's going to heat up the race now. And it's going to allow Nova, who had a absolute disaster of a start, to get back involved in the race and maybe trying. Hope Matthew Conibeer gets swallowed whole by everyone. Hope that he has an awful start, that he maybe even gets taken out by someone. You know, you never know. And he just needs to get into the top 4. That's all he needs. And Matthew MJC's he's in no man's land really. And Matt GW's lagged out of the session. Oh dear. That's not what you want to see, preferably. But I do believe he's in a party with a few of his mates, so he'll probably get an invite back. And that safety car. The safety car looks massive compared to F1 cars. Like, you on board, it doesn't look that big, and then you go off board and you just see how girthy it is compared to an F1 car. Of course, it's slower. It's not got as much aerodynamics. But, it's a big boy, isn't it? It's a big boy. Of course, produced by Mercedes. You know, Mercedes play a massive part in Formula 1, so big up Mercedes for supplying a very beautiful safety car. It's a lot better than the old ones. Matt, but he got one. Don't worry, he's back in. And looks like Matt is just overtaking everyone under the safety. What you doing, Matt? What are you doing, bro? Like, there you go. He lets it back through, I believe. There you go. Is he gonna let Jaden through? Cause Jaden, you know, just like Jaden, does he not? No, okay. I think this is the last lap of the safety car. Matthew MJC is just catching up. But he's gonna obviously have a lot more worn tyres than everyone else, due to the fact he's had to push for a few laps to try and catch up to the safety car. And you can see everyone swerving to try and heat up those tyres. Safety car restarts with cold tyres are extremely not big brain. Because obviously you'll just have a less responsive car. Less all-around grip. You're just going to get shafted basically, and there's confirmation that the safety car is in this lap as MJC Matthew Boy. It's caught up to the back of the field. And if the game could give us a good camera, that'd be really cool. There we go. It's not on the leader, there we go. So we're going to get ready to go again. Matthew Conibeer will now become effectively the safety car as the safety car lights turn off, and he can go and just come back into the pits. Maybe get a nice little coffee, you know, have a nice little break. Until inevitably, we're going to have another safety car, probably in a few laps. Because usually when, you know, we've got a massive pack, there's about 1 or 2 drivers that always cause absolute shenanigans. But Matthew Conibeer, his 2 guys behind him are on hard, so he should technically get the better start out of the top 3. And if he doesn't, then I don't know what he's playing at. But basically now Viper, who's been shafted by the safety car, he's lost his race lead, and I believe he's gone yet. No, he hasn't. Viper just needs to remain calm. He's going to get the 2 guys ahead of him. They're on slow. Oh, we've got massive wing damage behind. People are just impatient as fuck. We've got damage for KMK Smith as Matthew Conibeer goes. So the people at the back of the safety car, they're just impatient trying to go, but don't know what they're doing. That's just going to hinder your own race if you try and go before the leader. And KMK Smith retires in the session. He's given up. He got damage in the safety car restart. And Nova, he's not having a nice day out there, is he? As down the inside goes JKB. JKB goes for the move, and Portly, but he's gets spun around. JKB's been spun by Portly, but I don't know if that was really his fault, to be honest. JKB, I think, went for a aggressive dive bomb. And he'll have to come back onto the
Viper
field.
going on the move on Ryan.
Down the inside he goes. Ryan going to be a lot more cautious in this one, given more room. But I don't really think that was his fault, that JKB incident. You know, he's got the right to turn in there. JKB goes for the move on him. A bit too aggressively, in my opinion. And now Matt and L740 going to try and get past Portley here. Eric goes, oh, Matt's going to go down the inside, make it 3 wide, but he's going to go off the road. He's going to get both of the Mercedes. No, he's not. L740 keeping his car in there. And this is some brilliant wheel-to-wheel racing. L740 getting ahead of him, but Matt's going to get an exit. He's going to have the outside for this little section of wheel-to-wheel racing. We've got an incident. Jaden's been spun around. I'm not sure what's happened to him. But it looks like this is amazing stuff between Matt and L740. Poulos as well around the outside of Ryan as well. And Matt has just had to concede that fight there with L740 as he's quicker in this final section of racing. And now Matthew Conibeer, championship leader, is already being pressured down by ERL Viper as Nova, his rival, is actually doing decent. Portley's all the way down to 7th though. I don't know what he's playing at. And Viper is right on the back of Matthew Conibeer. Is he going to go for a move in the chicane like JKB did? No, he's a lot more intelligent, dare I say, than JKB there. Not going for a redonkulous move, but he's going to get the slipstream and the DRS here. And this is going to be an easy move for Viper, to be honest. And then he's going to zoom off into the lead, really. Here's Matthew Conibeer on board with him. Not even any DRS. Doesn't even need the DRS. Just goes through nice and easy, as you like. Matthew Conibeer, no reply possible here, as we got JKB and Matthew MJC wheel to wheel. What's Matthew MJC going to do? Oh, he's going to keep it down the inside. JKB gives him the space. And there's the overtake for the Haas driver, JKB through. Up to P10, back into the points. And he's got a recovery driver on his hands. Here's Amir. Going to go down the inside of Portley Boot. Portley Boot gives him the space. Brilliant defending from the drive. Oh, and there he goes again. Amir trying to desperately just get down the inside. And here comes the championship contender Nova, trying to get involved in this. And we got Jaden and Matthew MJC. Oh, Matthew MJC spun around. I'm not sure what happened to. He's probably recording a clip there. And Resident Lord says to read the chat. I have been reading the chat. Don't worry, Resident Lord. Don't worry, boss. And here's Portley getting swallowed. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's got such a lack of pace. And it's very evident right now as he's being swallowed whole. He started all the way up to in P3, I think he was, P2, on the safety car restart. And he's followed all the way down here to P7. And he's being overtaken by the likes of Amir and Nova. But Amir's pushing to the limit here. Amir seems to be very eager to get past Portley here. And we got Matt GW right on the back of L74G here, coming into the DRS section. DRS has finally been enabled after a safety car. And we see from this rear view mirror, not rear view mirror, but this rear view camera, see how much Matt will gain here on L74G. They're both on the same tyres. Matt's weaving. Matt's got the position. Is he ahead yet? They're going to go wheel to wheel into the chicane. And he's going to come out ahead on the chicane. It's going to be Matt. Matt comes out ahead. And we at the back, we've got Poulos and Callum G very close together as well. But this is a very hotly contested fight between L740G and Matt. We've got this beautiful helicopter camera. Around the outside goes L740G. He's got the inside line. He's been a little bit tapped there by Matt. But Matt gives him the room. And L740G back up. And Callum G up ahead of Poulos as well. And so some good racing there from the boys. And Matthew Conibeer losing a lot of time to Viper. So Viper's clocked out in the lead. And Poulos is keeping up with Callum G as well. And Nova, who's overtaken Amir, as Amir seems to be the slower driver at the moment. The hard tyre compound runners they just aren't having a good day, to be honest. And Nova is about to show this by being right on the back of Portley Boat. And probably going to go for the move soon. And Poulos is right up the back of Callum G. He's sticking with him. I'm very shocked by that. Don't know how he's keeping that contested to the back of that racing point. For some reason, that marker saying the blue flags, but we ain't got any blue flags, boss man. Don't know what you're chatting. Oh, and he's almost hit him. Poulos has almost hit Callum G. He's that close to him, pushing him through the corner. We've also got a freeway fight for 9th. Jaden on the inside of JKB. Brilliant move from Jaden, but it looks like JKB's just going to get the better exit, and Matthew Conibeer is getting swallowed now by L74G, who got him into the braking zone. And we move back to that fight for P9. They're going to be a freeway fight here. Jaden on the inside of the sister Red Bull. And Amir's going to try and keep it in. I don't know what you're doing there, Amir. It's a bit useless to try and keep it in, but he tried, bless him. And unfortunately for him, it didn't work. And here's Portly down the inside of Nova. If we can get a fucking nice camera angle, that'd be cool. And Nova defends well. And he needs to get to that crucial P4 position where he can win the championship. Or regardless of where, well, not regardless of where Matthew finishes. Matthew needs to finish pretty much out of the points if he needs to be in P4. But at the moment, Matthew Conibeer is looking very good to be the champion. And Jaden is right on the back of JKB after getting past Amir. So Jaden actually showing quite some good pace, although JKB is on the slower compound, he's on the hards. Jaden on the medium tyre. And, oh, didn't mean to do that, sorry about that. And the batteries are low, this is not a dub. And we got Matt on the back of Matthew Conibeer. Matt and Matt going to go on it again. Here we see Matt GW gaining on the back of the Alfa Romeo, the championship leader. He would have wanted to take a podium for winning the championship here today, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Matt Greenwood going to go down the inside. No, he's going to hold on to him. That's surprising from Matt. Usually just goes down the inside of anyone there, but he's got a lot of respect. It's the same for Matthew Conibeer. As Jaden's got past Jakey B as well at the back, but this is more crucial here. We got a fight for the podium here. Goes Matt to the outside on Conibeer. We're going to go wheel to wheel, but Matt GW with the better braking into the chicane section, and he gets the position done. And after a quick change of batteries, we're back. And as I did say, Jaden is now finally ahead of Jakey B, and he can push on now to try and catch Portly Boat, who's in a pretty poor position at the moment for his standards. Matthew Conibeer keeping to the back of to the McLaren of Matt GW, not trying to lose too much time, sticking on the back of that beautiful orange car. It is quite beautiful, to be fair. And Callum G's going to get involved soon as well. He's looking pretty racy. Viper is still just setting brilliant laps to try and pull away from L74G. Getting 2 attempts in that first section of the racetrack. And L74G is also getting a little bit away here, as everyone behind him is racing for the podium. So Matthew Conibeer is obviously going to be losing more time. He's not as quick as Matt. And Callum G is obviously a lot quicker, as he actually has a massive lockup into the chicane. And down the second back straight we go, Matthew MJC with a penalty. Okay. Down the inside goes Callum G into P4. Pretty easy move for the Racing Point driver. As obviously Mr. Matthew Conibeer's not got much pace at this stage of the Grand Prix, has he? We're also seeing Jaden F1 Racers on the very gearbox of Portly Boots Mercedes, and Jacoby's actually coming with him, surprisingly. I don't know what's happened to Portly Boots. He's just lost all pace and he's plummeting down the order. Maybe it's the poo helmet. I'm not sure. Jaden's not got a poo helmet on, so it's definitely the poo helmet, I'd say. JKB's also not got a poo helmet, and JKB's on the hards as well, and he's keeping up with Jaden. Where it looks like Portly Boots not going to be able to keep up with Jaden. Jaden pushed him through the final section there, but Portly got a good exit, to be fair to him. And he's doing his best at the moment to try and defend on the Toro Rosso driver for P8. It's not much, but it is honest work, P8. How many drivers, dream of finishing P8, but think Jaden will take it after the race he's had, and we go on board with Matthew Conibeer, who's actually also keeping up with Callum G. And here comes Jaden to the inside of Portley Boot, to the inside on the first chicane. Portley Boot's going to keep it around the outside, but Jaden just with the better traction on the exit, and he gets it done. But no, it looks like Portley's going to stay ahead of him, and we've got Jakey B go for a double overtake possibly. Jaden blocks it off, and they make a little bit of contact, and Jaden on the inside here into the second chicane. Portley locking up again. Portley stays ahead. Brilliant defensive driving from the Irishman. And it looks like Jakey B's looking very eager to try and get past the Toro Rosso as well. But like I say, very good defensive driving from Portley on the much quicker drivers behind him. He's showing no signs of nervousness, anxiety. He just looks extremely confident, to be honest. Looks very confident defending on the Toro Rosso. But he doesn't look very confident on the brakes, I have to say. Locking up every corner. There you go again, a massive lock up into a corner like that where you don't really, you shouldn't really be locking up in. But he is, and it just shows maybe the tyre wear. But he's on the hard, so the hard should obviously be a much better tyre wear, tyre for tyre wear. And here comes Jakey B. Is he going to go into the chicane on GNF1 racers? No, he's not actually. So he's not doing what he did on him earlier and going up the inside. And we go again on the straight. Jakey B doing it the double toe, the double slipstream. Not a double DRS, I don't think. I don't know if is that a term, I don't know. But here we go, Jaden gaining on the Mercedes. Gaining even more, but he's not going to be able to go for the inside. He looked for it, but he didn't. You know, there wasn't really any possibility for it. All he has to do now is get a better exit. He's done that. Got a good exit out of that chicane there, and he's right on the back of him here. He needs to get to the inside or the outside, far enough on the outside. Needs to brake much later, and he does so, and Jaden into P8. He's finally got past Portley. Can't really do much to defend there, can he, Portley? The best defensive drivers in the world couldn't really do much by that either, to be honest. So he did well while it lasted, the young Irishman in the Mercedes, and here comes Jakey B, gonna have to back out. Oh, Portley's gone. He's gone extremely wide. He's absolutely bottled it, and he's down to P10. And Jakey B continues on to push Jaden. And as that whole little scrap was going on, these three drivers were sticking together. To be fair, you know, they're doing quite well. It's like, oh, Callum G almost crashing out of the race. Very good car control there to save that. We've got an issue for Amir. Is it? Amir's had a massive incident in the last sector. He's lost his front wing. That's not good for Amir. That's really not good for Amir. But we actually got an issue for Matthew Conibeer as well. Oh dear. What's happened to him? Let's look at the race replay on the stream. I haven't seen it as Amir leaves the session. Poor guy, he's given up. And Jakey B's also got past Jaden as well. So I don't know what happened to Matthew MGC. He just looks like, or Matthew Conibeer, sorry. He must have just spun. It looks like on the stream. And I'm not sure what happened with Jaden and Jakey B, but Jaden's now lost P8 and he's back to P9 where he was behind Portley. But I think he's got enough pace to try and regain that position on Jakey B, or is the mediums. I think the mediums have actually run out of juice now at this stage. So maybe the hards are actually better. And this part of the race now is the stint where Jakey B can catch up to the rest of the field. Now we've got the two championship contenders in P6 and P7. But as it is, due to the gap, the gargantuous gap from Matthew Conibeer to Nova, it looks like your champion will be Matthew Conibeer. But never say never. Matthew could, you never know, he could crash out. But at this stage, due to the fact that Nova is only finishing 7th, he's not tallying enough points. Even if Matthew Conibeer didn't have any points, even if he was down in P12 where Amir is, Nova was 7th, he'd still not win the championship. He needs to get top 4 if he finishes 5th, regardless of where Matthew finishes. Jaden spun! Jaden's off! And that's a big shame for the guy. He's had a brilliant recovery drive after he fell down the order. due to the safety car. But he's had a massive issue, and he's lost it. He's still in P10. He's still in the points, but it's only gonna be 1 point. It's not really that much consolidation for making that mistake, really. And he's left. He's rage quit. He's not having any of it. Now 7-4G with a crucial 3-second time penalty. The gap to Matt is only 2.4. So, interesting enough, that could result in him falling down the order to P3, Matt up to P2. So Matt, keep a 3-second gap, and he will take that position with... I'm trying to find a way to describe it. I've lost my brain's. I've had a massive brain fart. I can't describe that. How you would take that? He'll just take it very happily, wouldn't he? That P2 position. I think he'd prefer P1, but it looks like Viper's got that under control. It looks like he's just managing his pace at this stage in the race. He's not going to push too much unless Al7-4G's just breathing down his neck. But it's just been a consistent race from Viper. You know, he lost a lot of positions due to the safety car. Fell down to, I think it was P4, P5. Had the championship leader Matthew Conibeer ahead of him. Had Portley ahead of him. Had L7 and Matt GW ahead of him. And he's managed to get away past them all nice and clean enough when they all were involved in little kerfuffles. So, just done a nice stellar drive from Viper. And L7-4G he's done a few good overtakes, but I feel like Matt's just gonna actually gain on him here. Matt's gonna catch him here possibly. Might even overtake him on track regardless of the penalty that L7-4G has. And like I was saying before, Jaden crashed. Well, he didn't crash out, did he? Before Jaden bottled it, pretty much. So like we're saying, yes, if JRT Nova finishes fifth or lower, which he currently is at the moment, Matt Conibeer, regardless of where he finishes, even if he DNFs right now, Nova finishes 6th, Matt Conibeer will still win the championship. So he's where he needs to be right now, the Alfa Romeo driver. Alfa Romeo have already clinched the constructors, and this man here we're on board with is on to clinch the drivers, the first equal tier champion as well. He will be, and he'll do it in the beautiful night sky here in Abu Dhabi with fireworks as well. What a beautiful setting to actually win a championship, but unfortunately not a very good track for overtaking. But today has actually been a pretty good race. Quite a lot of fighting on those back straights into those chicanes, and we could yet again have another fight as Nova is getting caught by JKB. So into the last 3 laps of the race, will we see an aggressiveness from JKB to try and clinch that P7 position? Oh, Nova's made a mistake, and I think JKB's just going to take that easily. No, Nova's going to get the better exit, of course, due to that mistake. He's got a better line. But I think he's gonna have to concede that position there to JKB, and don't think there's anything he can really do about it. JKB was inevitably the quicker of the two, and there he goes on to take P7. JKB is not going to be happy with that, considering he was on for a top 3 into the podium. But you know, different circumstances. You know, you don't always get luck on your side. And as we were saying earlier, Matt GW is gaining on L7-4G. Oh wait, what's happened here? Poulos is on an issue. And Matthew Conibeer is up to P5. I don't know what's happened there. Poulos is just... What's he done? Sometimes, I don't understand. How can you make a mistake when there's no one around you? He's got no pressure on him, Poulos. No pressure. He's just driving by himself, no man's land, and he makes a mistake. I mean, you need to have a better composure than that, surely. And JKB's got an AI mode. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But away Nova goes. Now Nova takes the position. And it looks like Portley Boot's going to come into the pits to try and take the fastest lap of the race, try and take a point away from who's currently got the fast lap, actually. So currently got the fast lap's Callum G with a 129.2. So yeah, Portley coming in. Going to be taking that fast lap point, and here comes Matthew MJC on the back of Jaden, his AI of course, and he takes the the P10 position. That's a point for Matthew MGC. He's not going to be complaining about that. And well, I was saying Matt GW was catching. He's losing. He's losing time as we speak. I think it's a fluctuating gap, to be honest. And looks like Amir's being lapped. Is Amir still driving? I don't know. Let me check. No, he's not. So Amir's left. JKB's out of the session. Hold on. What? Oh, he just crashed himself out. Nice. So he's had a poor race. I have to say he did cause this himself by going for an idiotic move on Portly Boat. I have to say. I think it was Portly Boat he did it on. But he did go for a stupid move into the chicane before the first long straight. The door was always going to close on him, to be honest. I don't know what he was trying to do. And yeah, it looks like Calm G's actually been a mistake. And he's retired. And what? He's crashed. I mean about how? What are they doing? Like, why are you crashing, bro? Like, oh, looks like L74G's made a mistake as well. As Matt is now within DRS range. Is he going to get the DRS actually? He does get the DRS. And he is beginning to gain. I don't think he's going to be close enough. He's not even gained that much time on the straight actually. I don't know what he's playing at. And he spun. He spun it. Nice. Nice one from Matt. And he resets the track. So he's bottled it. So let's just go on board with the guy who won't bottle it. He's on a fastest lap attempt. Let's see it. So you see the lap data. So he's done a 17.4. This is almost half a second quicker than his personal best. Into the hairpin goes Portly Boot. This is like a qualifying lap. Here we go. Onto the back straight we go. He chucks it into ERS mode 4. You can see there on the steering wheel. And down the straight he goes. Let's turn on the telemetry to see how quick he goes here. He reaches a max speed of 196 miles per hour down all the way to what seems to be 46 miles per hour. So he down almost 150 miles per hour there. It shows how powerful the brakes on a Formula 1 car are. You can get from such a high speed to such a low speed just instantaneously, pretty much. And then into the final sector he goes. He locks up a little bit, but he's obviously still going to get the fast lap. There's no doubt. It's a nice little camera. And into the like we said in qualifying, the most technical section on the track. But it's not really that technical, considering it's just a bunch of 90-degree corners. Well, he's gone a bit wide. That could be his lap done, actually, because of a warning, potentially. You know, cancels out the lap. But let's see, will it be the fastest lap? Through the final corner, he goes Portly Boat. And he sets a... It's the fastest lap. It's a 130... Oh, that actually wasn't a fast lap, was it? I don't think it was. It would have been the fastest lap. Callum G did a 129.2, so that's obviously not a legitimate lap. That's a cheat lap, clearly. So he does set the fastest lap, technically. As we got Matthew Conibeer gets passed by Poulos, so he's made a mistake. And a man who didn't make many mistakes today was actually this man here, P1. ERL Viper. Not one time did he make a single mistake this whole race. And he's had a phenomenal race, to be fair to him. Got pole position. He led away from pole, had a little scrap with JKB and L74G. Safety car kind of ruined his race, but he's going to clinch the race win here, an RPL equal. The fireworks go on, and he takes the race lead by 5 seconds on track. It'll be around 11 actually, due to L74G's penalties. Matt GW, here he comes through the final corner, and he remains P3. But here he comes, Matthew Conibeer. He comes P5, but he wins the Equal Tier Championship, takes the shampoo with a P5 position. His championship rival Nova comes home in P6, P4 even. But due to penalties, Matthew Conibeer still wins the championship, even though Nova finishes P4, which is where he needed to be at minimum. But Conibeer still clinches the title here at Abu Dhabi. Portly Boot's going to come home for a P7, which he won't be too unhappy about. MJC and Jaden will follow. And there you go. Matthew Conibeer is your equal tier Season 1 champion. There's not much to say really. He's had a pretty good season since the league merged with RPL, as far as I've seen. From my eyes, he was the better driver out of him and Nova. Better out-and-out driver, let's say. And he's shown exactly why I think that opinion, as he's taken the championship. So he'll obviously come back next season try and defend it, but if the likes of L74G, Matt GW and all those guys are here, it'll be very hard for Matthew Conibeer to defend that championship. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, there's your final race of the equal tier season. And Viper takes the win in his first race here in RPL. And it's an all UK podium, which is interesting. And of course this isn't champagne, of course, this is actually rosewater, as champagne is illegal in Abu Dhabi. So they're going to be enjoying some nice rosewater. Which is not as good as champagne, but you know, what can you do? And then rounding off the podium was Matt GW and S74G. So 3 teams on the podium. 2 British teams in the Williams and McLaren, and then we obviously have the German team in Mercedes, but pretty much British team Mercedes, you know, based in Britain and everything. And there are your race results. Viper got no penalties, so good job from him. Nova also got no penalties as well, so good job from both those guys for not getting any penalties. 10 drivers finished. Some drivers took themselves out because they just couldn't be arsed anymore, so that's probably why. Learzabu was involved in the first lap, or the first few lap shenanigans. Z-Tex obviously just retired himself after he had a massive poopsie moment. Square, you know, everyone else sat with Slantoy. Mando obviously pinned it. And, well, anyway, Matthew Conibeer is your champion. That's pretty much all I've got to say here. What do you expect of the finale, you know? You got a championship decider. And, I'm pretty sure Matthew Conibeer will be thrilled with that. I haven't actually seen him type anything in the chat yet, but I'm assuming he's just going, yes! So there you go. So let's get a nice little screenshot of him here, shall we? Of his driver. If it wants to load, that'd be really nice, so I can actually get it. If he leaves, I'm going to be angry. There we go. So there he is, the man on your left, not Giovinazzi. Matthew Conibeer wins the equal tier championship, and we don't do interviews here because we're not gay. So thank you all very much for tuning into this season end, this championship decider at Abu Dhabi in the Yas Marina circuit. We appreciate you for tuning in, and join us next season on F1 2020 for... we're actually going to have 2 tiers, of course. We're going to have the equal tier 1, which you see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of the top guys like L74G and Matthew Conibeer. And then, obviously, tier 2 will be a lower tier with a lower caliber level of drivers, but still very competitive. So tune in next season on the F1 2020 game, and hopefully we'll have another phenomenal season like we've had this season. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream today, and I'll see you next time, and this weekend actually for the F2 finale and the F1 finale. So yeah, goodbye.